About a year ago, my husband and I have decided spend Thanksgiving together in a northern log cabin. We were on a website that we used to use, found him and booked a week's accommodation. The owner reminds us, in the winter, it may be impossible to leave this place because of the snow. This is just outside of Pitopo, Arizona. The nearest town is 35 miles away, and the nearest asphalt is 18 miles away. But Aaron and I are not worried. Our Jeeps have snow tires. Also bring a snow chain just in case. We plan to have a baby next year. So I want to take this last romantic vacation. Enjoy a two-person event. We arrived on Friday afternoon. Have a nice drive along the way. There is only a little snow on the ground. Before unloading the luggage, we decided to visit the wooden house. It was 3 stories tall, built on the hillside. Heaven Pine Room is named. The entire top floor is the master bedroom, connected to the large terrace on the second floor through glass sliding doors. Kitchen, living room, and main door on the first floor. There is a washing machine in the basement, dryer and stove, through a large smoke pipe 3 stories high. It warms up the whole room, although the scenery outside the window is very beautiful. But the first thing we noticed when we got inside was, the cabin has not been cleaned. Sometimes, for some houses that are too remote, if you are willing to clean up the environment before you leave, the owner will offer a discount of 150 yuan, free of cleaning fee. Most guests choose to take care of the aftermath themselves. There are also a few guests who will not. At this time, the owner will ask the cleaning staff to clean up. The former tenant of this log cabin doesn't have to tidy it up himself. Didn't notify the owner. Leave a mess. Anyway, take the next room vacation. And the weather forecast says there will be a blizzard next week. We decided to clean the cabin ourselves and plan to leave next Friday. Ask the owner to reduce our bill amount. We unloaded everything from the Jeep, washing dishes and clothes and sheets. Then I cooked a simple dinner, opened a bottle of wine, and played a few games at the pool table in the living room. Around 6 p.m., the temperature plummets. Aaron went to the basement and set the stove on fire. I went to the bedroom to wash my face and change into thicker clothes. The bathroom that connects to the master bedroom is oddly There's a broken mirror and a torn shower curtain. Wow, there must have been a group of cowboys here. Before they leave, didn't even pick up the broken glass that fell to the ground. I cleaned it carefully. Very sorry. Check in behind these drunken idiots. I took a few pictures with my phone. I plan to return to town on Monday. Send to the owner. Damage caused by former tenants. Of course, we shouldn't compensate. I'll meet Aaron on the first floor and tell him what happened. Yeah, was that the only thing that was damaged? The basement light is also broken. I can't find a flashlight, but still managed to find the stove. I spilled some cheap vodka from your sister. Right there. It looks like the stove is on fire. My teeth are shaking, stuttering. I can feel the heat coming through my hand, holding the twists and turns around the house. Metal pavilion. Close the basement door. It's freezing down there. One of our favorite things to do in the cabin is reading previous guests. A diary written in the log of the hut under normal circumstances. His content would be to go fishing with the kids, catch a bass or a family barbecue, play cards, but occasionally you will find something interesting, like getting drunk and setting fire to a tree. We found the paradise pine log. Snuggle up on the sofa. Aaron read 4 or 5, then I'll take over. Read half a book. End the first night. Go to bed. and the next day we went to bed pretty late because we took a long nap in the afternoon. I was planning to go out for a walk, but it's getting pretty cold outside. Fortunately, the basement stove is still burning. We spent all day lounging in the living room. Aaron plays pool after dinner, and where I left off yesterday, start reading the cabin log aloud. I studied for an hour. I finally read the diary of our former tenant. I am very interested in them, these people. It is better to have a good story to share. The author uses a formatted date, time to write his diary, more than 6 pages. I could see that over time. The notes also slowly became messy. Wow, they must have been drunk all weekend. Look at these confused words. I showed Aaron the data. Can you read it to me? He asked while hitting the no 8 ball into the corner belt. Certainly. I'm pretty good at reading other people's ugly notes right now. I gave him a mischievous smile. Take a sip of wine, then start reading. Sunday, November 4th at 3:30 p.m. Wow, what a beautiful wooden house. My wife and I, on a whim, just settled this place for 2 weeks. I can't believe how lucky we are, just between the cabin and the truck. Snow is 1 tone deep. It's minus 40 degrees outside. Fortunately, in the basement, the stove is big. As Marissa promised, all floors are warm and comfortable. Monday, November 5th at 11:30 a.m. It's still snowing outside. We were going to go home and get it today. A few things I forgot to bring, but the road is no longer drivable. Can't go anywhere. It seems that we will spend most of our time, drink a few houses of wine in the house, and playing poker. As you can see, we were actually very happy. Tuesday, November 6th at 7:25 p.m. My wife Sarah is cooking a delicious roast chicken, and I'm finally going to start writing. After all, that's why we're here. I won't waste any time getting out. Opportunity for a writer's dilemma. It's so beautiful here. I can't write anything. I also saw someone today, walking around the edge of the woods. I don't know how they live outside. It was minus 34 degrees when I last checked the temperature. Wednesday, November 7th at 9 p.m. today. Sarah and I made a snowman and an angel. It won't snow on our Scottsdale side. So here we are, to feel him. I haven't written any new progress, but the first 2 chapters of the book have been revised. Maybe it's the beauty here that distracts me. Just kidding. I think we might have neighbors. Last night while smoking on the balcony, I saw someone again at the edge of the woods. He's very tall, close enough to us. Dow can say hello. But when I waved his hand, he walked back into the woods. Do you want to ask Marissa? He didn't mention any neighbors. Thursday, November 8th at 1 p.m. this morning. I woke up and found animal tracks outside. I don't know what animal left these. This is a rectangular impression, about 2 times 4. Salad wakes up at 11 o'clock. The snow has melted more than half, but these traces are still faintly visible. I think the snow last night should have been where we stayed. The last snow we will encounter. The sky is very clear now, Sarah thinks. I was fascinated by this beautiful wooden house. Since it's so beautiful outside, we're going for a walk today. Friday, November 9th at 7 a.m. Someone tried to enter the house last night, around 1 a.m. I woke up to the sound of banging on the door. Not tapping, it's slapping. I grabbed a pool club and went downstairs. I asked who was outside. The beating stopped immediately. I waited for a few minutes, then opened the door. But there is nothing outside the door for me. Walked back upstairs to wake up the salad because he was a deep sleeper. Suddenly, the banging sound sounded again. This time the voice is faster, and it was shot on the other side of the house, on the wall by the bookshelf. After a long minute, the beating stopped. I sat down on the steps, waited all night, see what people outside want to do, but nothing happened. Friday, November 9th, 2 p.m. I told Sarah what happened last night. He wants to leave this place. I'm not that superstitious, but salads are prone to panic. I admit I was a little on the verge of fright too. In the morning, I tried to start the car, but it doesn't work. I don't understand cars. I didn't know what to do. There is no polar station signal here. Can't find the phone number of the house either. After the discussion, we decided to stay here. I know this log cabin is rented out on the 16th. We just need to stay here this week. Just wait for the next group of tenants to arrive. I found an axe and put it in the bedroom, just in case he comes back to harass us again. I think it might be living in the woods. Homeless. I saw outside again in the morning. Have the same footprints around the house. Now I'm sure it must not have been animal tracks. If he comes back, we'll see. Saturday at 5 a.m. The sound came back last night, knocking on the glass valve outside the bedroom, from the balcony patio on the second floor. I don't know how he managed to get up there. He first tapped lightly on the window. It's like coaxing you to open the door. The sliding door is covered with a thin curtain, so I can't see outside. Then the sound stopped. After a few minutes, he started again. Been beating hard like the night before. Sarah screamed, and I reached out and I comforted him. Get out of bed and grab an axe. When I walked to Wayman, the banging has stopped. I'll open the curtains first, but there's no one on the balcony. Riding in the moonlight, I saw him leave the cabin, to the edge of the woods. Sarah appeared and went to the window. I showed him the departing figure. He covered his face and cried. What we saw scared us both. That's not human. He's tall, maybe a stone foot. He's skinny. He looks like a black stick figure, incredibly slender. No palms, no feet, only the torso and limbs. No facial features on the face. There is only one black oval. This tall, lanky creature walks through the snow. The contrast is so pernicious. He disappeared after reaching the edge of the woods, and I spent the next hour trying to calm Sarah down. He said we have to leave. I think it's right for him, when we can finally settle down. Lying in bed this time, the silence was deafening. When it starts to blur, beating breaks the silence on our door. I jumped out of bed, grabbed the axe again. Salad pushed into the corner, screaming. I slammed open the door. The knocking on the door stops immediately, and there's nothing outside the door. But downstairs the door is open. He has access to the cabin. I don't know what he wants. Saturday at 5 p.m. I was terrified. My wife was also terrified. I was going to set the car on fire, see if the smoke can attract the attention of people outside. But Sarah wouldn't let me sit like this, because the car is our only way out. So we put the truck in order. Maybe a little more when the snow melts. The car will start. Ever since Sarah saw that stick figure, and I noticed that he was often blind, this also affected me deeply. I've had a headache all day today. I've never had a headache before. I want to protect the salad. I didn't know how. Salad is in a trance. I grab the salad, force him to look at me, ask him what's wrong, and he murmured something. He eats us. And then suddenly, he came to his senses. Asked me why. I stared at him. He doesn't remember what he said. We don't know what it means. Head full of this shit. Sunday at 10 a.m. I stayed up all last night. Snow is falling gently. Silence. Sunday at 7 p.m. In the afternoon, I found footprints on the second floor terrace. It's the same rectangular stick figure. Footprints again, right outside our window. I erased the footprint before the salad saw it. The snow stopped an hour ago. It's dusk. I can see him at the edge of the woods. I saw him turn and walk back into the woods, as thin as a sheet of paper. He's back. I think we're going to die here. Monday, November 12th at 9 a.m. 8 o'clock last night. I go to the patio to smoke. There was a sudden noise behind him. I turned around and saw the stick figure on the roof. Shameless place, just above me. I ran back to the room to get the axe, yelling for salad and looking for something to protect yourself. I turned and ran outside. Hear that stick figure on the roof above my head too. The bronze statue runs. Once outside, that thing is gone. I saw him run into the woods again and disappear. But this is different. He is taller. There's more than one. When I went back into the house, Sarah locked herself in the bathroom. He went on hysterically. He's going to die here. I tried to give him a pool cue, but he wouldn't open the door for anything. I sat on the bed and waited. Well, after a while, Salad must have fallen asleep tired, because everything quiets down. That's when I heard him walking in the kitchen, and I was drenched, pushed away from the door. He is in the house. I waited for more sounds from the kitchen, but not a few minutes later, I finally heard a crash on the stairs. He is climbing the stairs. Bang. Slowly, but clear sound. Sound bang. I slammed the bedroom door open and yelled, "Shake him away." Bang. Sarah started crying again. He can hurt me, but I will never let him hurt my family. He went to the last step of the stairs. It stopped. I can feel him on the other side of the door. There was no sound on the other side. I came up with a strategy. It gives me a little bit of leverage. If I could push the door open in an instant, the door will knock the stick figure downstairs. After counting to 3, I pushed the door hard. The door flung open without any resistance. The black stick figure is parked at the turning platform of the stairs. Look at me. He's over 10 feet tall, and I was paralyzed by fear for a few seconds, and he started running towards me. I did my best, stumbled back to the room, realized in mind, he poses a threat far greater than death itself. Worse than death. He eats you. He owns you. Stickman at the top of the stairs, and you lean over and you stick your head into the room. This is a tall black figure, black as ink, no light at all. The axe is still in my hand, between me and the bathroom. I raise my high axe, ready to attack, and at that moment, he started to laugh. It wasn't like anything I'd ever heard before. It's as hard to defend as thunder in the head. I want to put my hands over my ears, but the sound of the mirror breaking came from the bathroom. I think of Salad, holding the last trace of courage. I ran to that thing, hit the axe where it should be in his chest, over and over again. A brief moment. At that time, it seemed as long as forever. He threw me aside. I heard Salad screaming. That's the last one. Things I remember before I passed out. When I opened my eyes again, it's morning. My wife is gone. The bathroom door is missing. The axe is gone. I spent all morning. They are all looking for Salad. I went deep into the woods, searched the shade. I want to sleep. then go back to the forest outside to find him. I hope to meet a stick figure. If Sarah dies, I don't want to live anymore. I think that's what he's always wanted. Monday, November 12th at 6 p.m. It's getting dark. It's harder to search the woods. The sound of salad is lingering in my head. He eats us. Over and over again. What happened to him? I couldn't save him. After all this happened, I couldn't save him. When I think about forgetting my medicine, the blizzard has trapped us in the wooden house. But when I see a stick figure, I think this is a blessing in disguise. I need to stay awake and alert to protect my family. If I take hell period, I can't wake up like this. But it didn't matter. I couldn't save him. The car can start in the morning. He can take me away. I'm going to drive around to the other side of the mountain, back to the cabin. Maybe I'll find a salad. It's no use staying here. The stick figure is gone. I know in my heart. The temperature is below 0 degrees now. The stove has burned out. No firewood. If I had found him, I will come back and write this book. Now my only friend, Aaron, has stopped billiards for a while. Since I started reading aloud, the wine glass has never been passive again. When the last line of words echoed in the cabin, we stare at each other. When we simultaneously recover from starvation, I threw the book across the room. Aaron stood back against the bookcase and said, "God, is this fake?" And I stood up. I don't need a glass of wine. I need a whole bottle. I don't know, Lin-san. I don't think so. This guy says he's a writer. I insist. He might just want to write a horror story. Come to other guest, although he was really successful. Bring the feeling of insecurity to reality. I took a sip of wine. He turned around and saw Aaron staring at the stairs. You can't be serious. Aaron, I agree. It's pretty scary. But come on. Come on. Aaron doesn't seem to hear me. He started walking up the stairs. I don't know what he wants to see, but I put the wine down. Follow him upstairs. When I entered the bedroom, Aaron opens the glass flower door. I followed him to the balcony. From the balcony, you can see clear view of the edge of the woods. I searched the forest for any moving object. I didn't see anything. I turned around to talk to Aaron. Found him looking at the roof. He gave me a frantic look. Walk into the house. I followed him into the room. Aaron's back and forth. What? I'm getting mad? It's all just like the story. You can see the edge of the woods from the balcony. Square and roof. And look, he points to the bathroom. There are anklets but no doors. There should be a door. Is this a bathroom? That mirror. How do I chime in? Shattered by the sound of a stick figure. He's starting to scare me. Aaron is the most logical person I have ever known. Did you pay careful attention to what you read? No stick figures. What do you mean? I mean, there were no stick figures. The drugs mentioned in his last journal. They can't go back to get it because of the snow. That hello pit, it's used to treat schizophrenia. Lindsay, read the article again, page by page. The whole thing is that he slowly fell into it in a psychotic fantasy. Damn it, his wife knows what happened. That's so crazy. Aaron, I went into the bathroom. I looked around. You think someone died here? 4 days ago. Aaron shook his head. I don't know, but I think it's possible. The shower curtain was torn off. The mirror is broken. Looks like someone has struggled here. The bathroom door axe is gone. His reasoning revealed a mysterious truth for me. Oh my God. If this is true, Aaron, when we first got here, up and down lightly, the whole house, If there is a murder, we have destroyed all evidence. We don't know. We didn't know anyone died here. We still don't know. Aaron, where is the body? I don't know. Maybe he's buried in the woods. We have to get out of here. Go outside and get help. Give the diary to the police and tell them everything we found when we arrived here, for safety's sake. Okay. God, this guy could be back anytime. Let's go. When we went downstairs, another thing suddenly occurred to me. I stopped halfway. Aaron, he turned around. He said the stove had run out. When you light the fire, did you throw any wood in? No, it's dark over there. I can't see any firewood, but our stove has been burning for a day. The smell on Aaron's face gradually became clear. What's been burning? Aaron. He ran to the basement door. I'll follow. When he opened the door, it's hard for me to describe it to you. What's coming up from below? It was a blast of heat, a pungent, cloudy air. Aaron, go down. I'm standing at the top of the stairs. The axe is here. And I took a breath. Follow him down. I stopped at the bottom of the stairs. Refused to go any further. It's still dark inside, but there are some orange lights coming down the stairs. Aaron knelt in front of Lumen, and he looked at me. I nod my head. Aaron slowly turns the handle, opened the furnace door. The moment the fire shone on his face, horror expression, told me what I wanted to know. Jason Harding. It was discovered in less than a month. He hanged himself in a tree. The woods are about 50 yards from the log cabin. In fact, on November 18th, when I left the cabin last Sunday, he's hanging there. I often wonder if he committed suicide because he wanted to be with his wife, or he committed suicide because he realized what he had done. I hope it's the latter, because I hated him. Not because of his mental illness, not for his crimes, but for what he did to us. Sarah Harding burned in the stove all day and night. On that day, we inhaled every molecule in him. We kept warm through the flesh of his corpse. Why is there no taste? Well, somebody had a scientific explanation. Due to the extremely high combustion temperature and perennial pine tar, and the broken wooden door that burned with him. But that doesn't stop our nightmares. This case made headlines. At least it made local headlines. Through anonymous terms. Aaron and I, do your best to avoid our names, appeared on Chen Shushu, a witness in the Paradise Pine case. We didn't let our friends or family know. We tried to forget him. Paradise Pine House still stands today, although the name has been changed, but he can still block. The owner insists on keeping a log of small objects. So, the police ripped down Jason Harding's page, returned the book to him. The journal is still on the bookshelf next to the table. The tenants can still read and write about your own experiences. Sometimes I wonder if only people could see those broken pages. Guess what's inside, and the reason why the page is missing. I think they will never know the cabin they live in. It's Paradise Pine.